Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you are having a fantastic week so far. I know Thursday was a little bit of a bummer, but I'm looking forward to Friday being good, finishing off this week strong, and having a terrific week in the stock market. Month to date, personally, I am at a 1.60% gain. Year to date, I am at a 180.32% gain, and having triple digit gains this year, which is the whole point of this channel. And I really believe that if you have a great strategy, you can have triple digit gains each and every year. I have done so 4 out of the last 5 years, but it is key to have a good trading strategy, to know what to do, when to get into stocks, when to get out of stocks based upon what things that happen in the market. It's just very important to have a very detailed strategy and a plan. If you are trading without a plan, then that is not a good way to go. But I am not a financial advisor. Of course, you need to do your own due diligence, and you need to work out and track your trades. At least this is the secret of my success, is tracking my trades. I'll always try something small, and I'll try a new strategy small, try an idea, trading idea. And if it's successful, I'll go bigger in it. And if it's not successful, obviously over time, I will eliminate it. And that is how you do it. In today's video, I am going to give you 5 stocks that could squeeze. And so this is part of my squeeze strategy and certain stats that I look for out of a stock to get movement on it. This particular strategy has earned me about a 41% win rate on average, and an average gain per pick of 8.17%. And it's important to lock into what the average gain is at 8.17% per pick. And that is where the success comes, because 2 of these will go nuts, or 1 of these will go nuts, and typically the others will just kind of sit there and not do anything, or even go down a little bit. So that is the whole point of this strategy. But before we get going, if you could do me a favor and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button, as it helps that algorithm. And then also, if you could comment, I want to hear from you. It's always good to have a comment from someone who watches. And if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. I do have a Patreon group. There is a link in the description down below to triple digit gains. That basic level is really terrific, and I cover my main strategies in that level. That is where I cover my PDUFA run-ups, my FDA approval run-ups, and my insider swing play. And then also I talk about these stocks and these squeeze stocks a lot in our standard and premium rooms. Okay, so let's recap what happened this last week. It was not a good week for the strategy, that is for sure. Number 5 was MVST. If you would have held it all week, you would have had a 2.15% gain. Number 4 was FFIA. If you would have held it all week, you would have had a 4.68% gain. Number 3 was BTCM. If you would have held it all week, you would have had a 6.36% loss. Number 2 was MRM. If you would have held it all week, you would have had a 10.44% loss. And then number 1 was IRNT, and if you would have held it all week, you would have had a 6.65% loss. So, yeah, it's a 40% win rate. Average loss per pick of 3.32%. As I stated earlier, the average win rate on this strategy is 41%, but average gain per pick is 8.1. All right, let's get to a new list to help us be successful this next week. I really like this list. Some of these are carrying over. They didn't squeeze. They still have good stats. It's just worth holding in my opinion. But anyway, let's get to it and let's take a look. All right, number 5 is MVST. This is Microvast Holdings. And they have a 119.95% borrow fee rate, which is ridiculously high. Very expensive to short. Only a 9.42% short percentage, and an average days to cover of 9.79 days. So these shorts are very, they have high conviction, and they are holding within there. You can see we've had this big drop, and it is starting to recover. Some things that are starting to happen. We may have seen a bottom. We just had a MACD golden cross, but it really hasn't gotten moved yet. And so I do think this one's going to move quite a bit more, and that's why it's back on the list for this next week. Looking forward to a great move. All right, let's get to number 4. Number 4 is BTCM Bit Mining Limited. And so this is a carryover from last week, and they have a 134.46% borrow fee rate. It's just so high, and with Bitcoin surging, I think that this is going to continue in this direction. We have a nice line moving here. I do expect Bitcoin to recover for Friday and over the weekend, and expect it to go upwards. They have a 14.19% short percentage and average days to cover of 2.40. And so this could really get squeezing as that pressure builds, and it's so expensive to short, that borrow fee rate of 134%. And the whole short thesis on this is that Bit Mining Limited does a lot of their work, or did a lot of their work in China, but they're not in China anymore. So that doesn't really hold any water. And so I think that this is one that could really squeeze upwards based upon that news. All right, let's go to number 3. All right, number 3 is PALT Incorporated, ticker symbol PALT. It has a 143.58% borrow fee rate, 6.99% short, and a 0.17 average days. And so these shorts aren't staying in here very long at all at 0.17. And so that tells me that they tend to have weak hands. So this is a short right now, but they have weak hands at these levels. We have had what I believe to be a double bottom here. And so this is looking very, very good for a big move upwards. So we could start to see this really start to improve. I believe that we have hit the bottom. This might be a perfect time Friday morning to pick this up. And this has high potential because it wasn't very long ago. It was at $15, so we could get a quick double out of this. But I expect this time for the second little surge here to be much shorter moving up. And so anyway, I think this one's really good. I think it's going to be a great one to play. This looks really great, and so should be successful for us. All right, number 2 is Faraday Futures Incorporated, and this is ticker symbol FFIE. They have a 154.65% borrow fee rate. I know this was from last week, but it just hasn't squeezed yet, and I really think it's going to. 12.97% short, 11.95 average days, so a very high conviction by these shorts to stay in here. But again, if we get a spike, they could really panic, and getting above this directional SMA line is huge, I think, for this stock. We get above here, we can break above, then we are looking good. We might we hit up against it as resistance and coming back down, but I'm expecting it to fly upwards and really, really move. And so this is one where we can watch some certain levels of resistance. $11.22 is an important level of resistance. 1268 is another level is 1345. Another level is 1690, but that would be pretty impressive to get back up there. Mainly looking for a move above this directional SMA line, I think would be really huge, and looking for a good move this next week. It should be good. All right, let's get to number 1. All right, number 1 is HLBZ, ticker symbol HLBZ. Listen to these stats: 157.42% borrow fee rate, 5.84% short percentage, and an average days of 0.15. And so there's a lot of shorts that are getting in and out, in and out, in and out on this. And so really, really quick, they're looking and just doing kind of day trades on there. So it appears that this gap is mostly filled down here, and it bottomed out right at that fill spot. So as you can see here, right around 930. It was $41.88 not very long ago. There are some major gaps up here that we can see and should be nice little fills. One at $17.99, right at $18. That would be pretty terrific. Another up here at $22.71. And so there's lots of that. And so looking really, really good. We did get some resistance here at $15.50. That's a 50% gain, and so that would be really terrific. But I think this one's got a lot of possibilities here. We're getting positive momentum down here. You know, the RSI is just kind of meandering right here in the middle, but we have some room to the upside, which is very important. And so I like this one for a big move, and so that's why it's number 1 on the list. We shall see how it does. I wish all of you the best on the market. I hope all of you enjoy this series. And please reach out to me in the comment section down below. Wish you all the best, and Raythoven out.